Hey friends, welcome back to GENTSTEN. Come in, pull up a chair. How you been? You're looking great. Today's agenda is fragrances you can use all year round. Versatile fragrances, ones that people love, mass appealers. I do think that by and large, fragrances typically have seasons that they're best suited to, absolutely. But at the same time, I'm not one of those people that thinks you can't wear something fresh during the winter, or you can't wear something sweet and warm during the summer. Just maybe, dial those sprays up or down. So let's jump into it. Let's tackle these scents. And guys, a bit of huge news. This fragrance right here, this one is called Blue Ridge. You may have heard me talking about it. This is one of my new fragrance releases that I creatively directed, just came out this November. And guess what? As of today, right now, this fragrance right here is in every single Perfumania and every single fragrance outlet store in the United States. That's right, baby. It's in every single one of them. You need to hit them up and tell them that they need to get Terra Nova too, and Jet Black Enigma too. But right now, Blue Ridge, it's there. You can go in store, again, any Perfumania, any fragrance outlet in the country, and they're gonna have this right here. So that means you can go into a store, you can smell it yourself right there. You don't have to blind buy it off the internet if you don't want to. You can go into a store, spray it on your skin, see how it wears, see how you like it, and pick it up right there if you want to. It is super freaking awesome. So if you're in the US, chances are there's at least one Perfumania or fragrance outlet somewhere nearby you where you can go and see this in the flesh. And also, you can use the code GENTS10 online on their websites. It's GENTS10, spelled Gents, T-E-N for fragrance outlet, and then GENTS10, Gents10 for Perfumania. You can use those codes on their respective websites and pick them up there. If you wanted to, it gets you $10 off. Also gets $10 off the exclusive Michael Malone fragrances for each one of those stores. And those codes are good in store as well. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I wanted to let you guys know Blue Ridge nationwide. And I'm sure there's gonna be more information as time goes regarding the fragrances and stores and stuff like that. And I'll let you guys know as more information becomes available. Let's do the fragrances in the list. The One Gray, first up, and I think the One Gray is criminally underrated. Now, there's gonna be a lot of people who say, no, the One Gray is a suck. But no, I don't think it's a suck. I think it's actually really nice. Love the vetiver in here. It's not overdone. A lot of people don't like vetiver. They shy away from it, I should say, especially people just getting into scents. But the vetiver in here is balanced. It's just a nice bit of woodiness, a classy woodiness. It has the one DNA here, so it has that scent profile that so many people love, that compliment getting scent profile. It's still here, it's just not as sweet. It's not as warm. Instead, it's a bit fresher. Wonderful office fragrance, and really, it's one that you can rock year round because it doesn't lean too far one way or the other as far as being, very much suited for summer or very much suited for winter. But the One Gray, I love this stuff, as you can tell. After that, Dylan Blue, Versace. This is an obvious one. It's a great blue fragrance. You can pick it up for a decent price from discounters. It's not, once again, a blue scent that goes too far fresh or too far dark. It does have a very pleasing opening. It has that sort of citrusy vibe that people really gravitate toward, and a great incense in the base as well. Very modern smelling with that ambroxany feeling as the fragrance dries. Modern, masculine, super versatile. Up next, a Mancera Oud Lemon Mint. And this is another one that from discounters you can find for a pretty good price. So, I like that. This one is not gonna be as easy to wear as something like Dylan Blue, but I think it is, as far as Mancera scents go, other than stuff like Cedrat Boisé, one of the easier fragrances that they have to pull off. It has a good amount of sweetness to it here, that lemon and that kind of mintiness that it has. Well, yeah, big surprise. It's in the name. And even though it has oud in the name, don't worry, you're not going to get any funky, poopy oud here. All very smooth, easy stuff to wear. I mean, you can really take a look at the bottle here with the blue fading into yellow at the bottom, and you know what you're in for. This one is more sweet, fresh, but with that Mancera power behind it. So don't go crazy heavy on the trigger. This is the kind of fragrance, especially in the summertime, that will absolutely overwhelm other people and yourself. It's like a potential headache inducer if you go heavy, again, when it's very hot outside. But that power will make it where it cuts through the cold in the winter time. So great scent. Back to a designer, L'Homme Le Parfum from Yves Saint Laurent. This is a fragrance made basically just to get compliments. A bit of why, a bit of L'Homme. That's what this is. So you have some of that freshness from L'Homme Eau de Toilette in here. You have some of that sweetness from the Y line also in here. Put it together and you have a fragrance that pretty much everybody is gonna love. And because it is kind of a mix mash of two very versatile, easy to wear fragrance lines, you know that you can pull this off just about anywhere. Like I said earlier in the video, just adjust your sprays up or down depending on where you're going. Now a fragrance that is a bit newer, it's from Ferragamo, is Bright Leather. I like this. This stuff is right up my alley. I got it from Fragrance Buy, and I think they've dropped the price on it. Last time I looked at Fragrance Buy, it was like $58 US, something like that for this full presentation. And that's a really solid price. Because this was not so easy to find at discounters, period. It came out and you could find it on Ferragamo's website at full retail in the US, but it just didn't pop up anywhere. And then Fragrance Buy finally got a hold of it. Love the presentation. I think it looks really classy. Love the kind of leatherette feature that it has going on here. Really nice. It reminds me of Aqua Fahrenheit by Christian Dior, which is unfortunately discontinued, which means it's much more expensive nowadays than it used to be. But yeah, this has that remembrance of Aqua Fahrenheit to it. So it has a bit of a leathery feel. Obviously, this whole line from Ferragamo is based around leather. I mean, the name of the fragrance is Bright Leather, but it's not a dark leather. This has kind of a watery feel to it. Bit of that violet vibe going on, again, from the Fahrenheit line, but it's nowhere near as aggressive as something like the original Fahrenheit, so you don't have to worry about that. Let's go niche again with this one. Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza. Keep saying it, but another fragrance line that you can usually find for a pretty good price at discounters. So Colonia Essenza is gonna be the type of fragrance that throws it back a little bit. It's got kind of that old world, old school vibe to it that, yes, will probably appeal more to guys middle-aged and older because it has this built-in kind of classiness and bit of maturity to the scent profile. So with this fragrance, you're gonna get a lot of herbal notes to it. You're going to get a lot of citrus as well, a bunch of green notes, some florals, musk, patchouli, a lot of different fragrance notes to the scent. And it's a flanker of the original Acqua di Parma, which came out back in the mid 1910s. So yeah, when I told you it has a little bit of an old world, old school vibe to it, that's why. It's a reimagining flanker of that. A lot of people would say it's a spring, summertime only scent, but as I said before, I don't think that's really the case. And that one during the colder months has a great, like, enlivening freshness to it when you first spray it on. Same as this. Well, it doesn't smell the same, but this one also has that same kind of vibe when you spray it on when it's cold out. Torino 21 from Xerjoff. And this stuff, man, this has a great opening. Yeah, it's pretty good. Aromatic and green, the mint in here, one of the big players when you first spray it on, and that is a note that I found, at least off my skin, to work fantastically in the cold, which makes sense. So this also has lemon verbena and lemon. So it's another fragrance that has a bit of an aromatic flair to it along with the citrus. You know, it's got that kind of green freshness. Has musk as well. Very clean, classy, elegant, high-end. That one, I think nobody is gonna smell and question whether it smells good. They're just gonna be like, oh, what do you have on, my friend? Let's go from some fragrances that are a little bit more on the pricey side to something that's on the uber cheap side. This fragrance you can find right now at discounters for like $21 US. That's full presentation. It's Halloween Man Hero. Now, Halloween Man Hero did not capture me the way Halloween Man X did. I really loved Halloween Man X, and that one is still one of my favorite ultra cheap fragrances. Well, it's kind of fluctuated in pricing. You know, it's gone up, down, but there was a time Halloween Man X you could pick up for about the same price as this one. Now, depending on where you look, the price on this is different, and it ranges from what I said, like $21, and that's at Joma Shop as of this video, up to, I think I've seen it around 35, maybe even 40. So depending on where you look, could be like twice as much as some other places, so keep that in mind. This one does lean youthful. It's obviously a blue fragrance, so it's another scent that's going for maximum versatility, complement factor, the whole deal. Actually smells a little bit similar to Invictus Aqua from Paco Rabanne, so it's kind of in that style. It's maybe in that family, you could say. So you got that big pop of sweetness and freshness off the top, and it's going to lead you into a modern masculine dry down. Not anything that's like hyper unique or groundbreaking, earth shaking or whatever, but for $20, I mean, yeah, that's a great price. Now this one I love. This one is under the radar a bit. You know, the people that know about this fragrance are mainly just people into fragrances. Your average Joe is not going to know this. It's Cavalli Uomo Silver Essence. And this one has been off and on difficult to find. It's one of those fragrances that sells out at all the discounters, and then, you know, 2-3 months go by where you can't find it anywhere. And then it gets back in stock, and, you know, rinse and repeat. Essentially, all these Cavalli Uomo fragrances getting more difficult to find. That's a shame, honestly. And this is another one that was cheaper, but then as the stock on it has dried up a bit and it's become more difficult to find, the price has risen, but it's still not crazy expensive. As of this video, it's around $37 US for a 50 ml size bottle like I have here. At one point in time, I feel like it was sub 30. So it's gone up a bit, but still affordable. This one is just an under the radar killer as far as compliments go. Absolutely has so many things going for it that you feel like it would have caught on more if it were released by a bigger house. Really nice sweet spiciness off the top. Cardamom and ginger, very appealing opening. It has a smooth iris note in here. And then of course in the base, tonka, good amount of it. And that's like the universal go-to note for giving men's fragrances a base that's just appealing, warm, a little sweet, really good stuff. Uomo Silver Essence, absolutely worth checking out before it's just fully gone. And that one is a great year-round, under the radar, versatile compliment getter. That's like ticking so many boxes. Last one, Ralph Lauren Polo Blue Parfum. So obviously another blue fragrance here, and with it being a parfum, you would maybe expect it to have better performance than it does. It's not that it's terrible, it's just the projection could be a little bit better, but again, it's not terrible. And this is a very classy smelling blue fragrance. So this is not one that's gonna lean full on into like the youthful side of things like Halloween Man Hero does. This one is a little more grown up. The lavender in here gives it a very clean, masculine edge. You get a little citrus off the top, mandarin orange, but it's not overdone. Then as it dries, you get a really nice balance of earthy and woody notes. So this one is one that you can pull off, I feel like, just about anywhere, because it is reined in enough that even in more formal situations, it's gonna work. It's not gonna be too aggressive, too loud. And that one will wrap up this list. Thank you all for hanging with me here. Links in the description for these fragrances, and also Blue Ridge. I have the codes down there for Perfumania and fragrance outlet stores. And if you find yourself near one, stop in and give it a spray. Thank you guys. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.